Welcome out, everybody. Brian Bohlke here in San Antonio. Let me go ahead and just make sure everything's up and running properly before I get started. Well, I'm excited you guys are here early. I know for many of you guys out there on the West Coast, it's bright and early for you guys. It's 7:30 in the morning, so I'm glad you guys are on with us. There's quite a few of you guys logged in this morning. Good for you. I know that many of you have a very strong desire to make your business work, and getting up early on Saturday morning, sometimes if you got kiddos especially, it's a little bit difficult. So I'm excited that you guys are here. I'm going to walk you guys through a 1-hour power hour. I put a PowerPoint together for you guys that I think is crucial for not only new associates, but also for veteran associates as well. Just some good reminders about the system, about some motivation, about some key things we need to be doing on a daily basis, weekly basis for our business. So yeah, I'm going to jump into it because I'm definitely limited on time. Let me just make sure I've got video and everything's running. About some key things we need to be doing on a daily basis. Yep. All right, we're good to go. Audio sounds good. If you guys wouldn't mind, just as we're moving down the road here, if you have issues, you can just let me know on my cell phone via text or something, but I think we should be okay. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through some very basic, very important updates. Now, I want to preface this for many of you guys that are on the webinar this morning. I know that we have people that are outside of the Illuminate family, outside of my team, that are on this webcast this morning. It's fantastic. You're totally welcome. Glad you guys are here. I just want to preface that obviously some of the things I'm going to be talking about are specific to our organization, but at the same time, everything that we do inside of our business is completely open. So all of our websites, our trainings, all of our resources, you guys can plug into anything. There's no required login for any of it. So nonetheless, it's all available. But I know that many of you guys are working with leaders that I work closely with: Brian Douglas, Matt Ryan, Mike Miller, Chris Harrell, even Crossline people. I know there was some of the One Body teams on here. We welcome everybody. And so some of the specific details on here might be specific to my group. Just realize that if there's like a texting app or an email base that you should be attached to, you just want to make sure that you're getting with your upline. If you're working with one of those associates or someone crossline, just make sure you're plugging into the right stuff. I think that's all I want to make sure that you're doing. So, all right, sorry about that background here. Let's rock and roll. I'm going to go through a little bit of our Team Illuminate website real fast. I just want to give you guys a little refresher visually, so you guys can see just what the process looks like when you're coming to IlluminateTruth.com page. You've got 3 options down here. Of course, we have the guest video page. If you're not using these yet, they're phenomenal. I know Jameson was just working on some more recent updates just last night, making sure all the videos we have are updated. Of course, we've got the incredible USANA athlete video there. Got Mr. Jay Lehman's incredible video, as well as the one on Carly Lloyd. The incredible new This is USANA 12-minute overview. Man, USANA knocked it out of the park with this video. Absolutely love it. I'm using this video a lot with my prospects. It gives them a very clear, short understanding of what we are and what we're doing. And then a little bit of detail on Dr. Wentz for those that want it. Then next up, we've got the members only page or members login page. This is our resource page, if you will. This is where you can grab all your information. We do have an advanced leadership platform that's being put together right now. It's not up and running yet. We have our resource calendar, pretty much everything that you need to know. If you need to get a Monday Matters number, you can go click right here. All your Monday Matters calls that we host every week on Monday nights for 30 minutes. All the details are there. Any upcoming events like our New Year, New Yous we had, they're right here. Any webinars we have going on, they're right there. You can skip over to the next month. Here's Challenge You, all the details. So our calendar events is constantly being updated. Just realize if you're ever questioning when something is, here's our first of the month calls. Every first Sunday of the month, we have our team call as well. So lots of details, and then all your resources. If you want a little marketing card to be able to show people just what the Monday Matters training is, you can grab this. You can post this on a Facebook page. Our first Sunday calls got great little marketing flyers. You can grab these with all the correct details on them. All your packs, all the resources you need. We have our Road to Achiever form, which is fantastic. Getting started forms, 10-week fast track, which I'm going to cover a little bit today. So bottom line is lots of good stuff. And then for new associates, if you guys haven't seen this yet, I'm going to walk through some details on this morning. But just to give you a visual, this is where all new associates are supposed to be going. They log in here, of course, get immediately attached to the texting group, get attached to the email base, like our public Facebook page. And then they got the 4-step training program. These are all video-based. You watch the video, print off the form. Watch the video with the form again. Step 3, watch the video. It's very short. And then step 4 is the comp plan, just so you can start to study how the comp plan works. So these are all the basics for brand new associates that are crucial to make sure that you guys are going through. All right, so this morning, let's go ahead and launch it on over here. Get this puppy set up here. Sorry about that. Whoop, right up in there. All right, so let's get rocking with our 1 hour power hour. I'm excited about this morning. Just had the idea of doing a 1 hour just blast. I know some of you guys are just, you'd love to get some good fed information very quickly. Hopefully you guys have some Rev 3. No, this is not coffee. This is something Mike Miller taught me. You take a little bit of water and a little pan, little pot time deal. It goes on your stove. Put about a cup or a cup and a half of water in it. Just get it steaming a little bit. Don't boil it. Just get it steaming a little bit, and then pour in a stick pack of Rev 3. It's already got a tea flavor to it, so it's like kind of having your morning tea in the morning, but it's a healthier alternative. So cheers to a hot Rev 3. All right, let's get rocking. So when it comes to the system, here's the bottom line. Is this morning what I'm going to talk about is the importance of keeping this simple. Everything that we've been doing, we're working really, really hard with your leadership, a lot of cross-line associates, but most importantly also a lot of your leadership inside the Illuminate family to develop a lot of the tools that we have available. The online sites, the training platforms, the 10-week fast track platforms. This stuff doesn't just, magically appear. There's been a lot of man hours spent, tediously putting together the stuff to make sure that it's the right information. And it's the right information for you guys, right? So where do you start? If you're brand new, and you're just kind of getting started with USANA, you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing really, but I know that I'm excited. Maybe I've had some people tell me that I'm crazy. That does happen. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Most important thing you do is go through the new associate training. The new associate training is a way to kind of put some armor on. It's going to train you a little bit about some skills, some important aspects of building some belief in yourself, and really giving you some foundation for believing what you did and the decision you make was the right one, okay? You got to get through the 10-week fast track. The 10-week fast track is the manual, is the one that you'll print off right there on the new associate page. Many of the associates cross-line we're working with are using the 10-week fast track as well. You want to print that off. You want to use this as a workbook. This has very crucial, critical information as brand new associates that you have to establish. And I'm going to kind of cover a little bit about that this morning. And you got to read GoPro. It's an absolute must. I got to tell you, I've got an entire case of these things right here behind my desk. I use these for every new associate. I gave one out yesterday at the bus stop to an associate. So I got to tell you, it's crucial. The other book that I'm always got in my possession is Residual Income. Love this book, especially for prospecting. And then lastly, I'm going to tell you another great book that I just saw hit #1 on the Amazon list is Fast Track Your Health by Dr. Imran. So these 3 books I love: health related, Introduction to Network Marketing, and then how to train your skills on network marketing. And the best part is look how skinny these puppies are, man. They're like super easy reads. They're fast and easy to get through, but they're just jam-packed full of great information. But this GoPro book, I got to tell you, is the most important thing you can do when it comes to developing your skills in this business. And then the last thing is getting action. All these details obviously are available on the website. I just walked you through, and these are just some visuals. And then, of course, here's your 10-week fast track if you haven't seen it yet. The 10-week fast track, like I said, is full. It's jam-packed, full of great information to help start to coach you on some of those questions you probably have of like, well, what is this? How does this work? What do I do next? Some of those things. And so you want to get through that information as fast as possible. All right. Must do before you get started. For my team, okay, inside the Team Illuminate family, again, if you're working with a cross-line associate, the Douglas group, Matt Ryan's group, Mike Miller's group, the One Body group, whoever it is, they've got their own texting groups. Specifically for you guys that are on my team that are on this webcast this morning, is you're going to text the @TIE events to the number 81010. So instead of putting my phone number or a cell phone number in the texting box, you're going to put the number 81010, and then the body of the text where you would actually write a text, you're going to put the @TIE events, plural. Hit send. It'll bounce something back that says, please put in your first and last name. Hit send again. Boom, you're attached. We use that as a very quick update reminder to get people plugged into events like this. If you're already attached to our texting group, you probably got 2 or 3 texts over the last couple days reminding you of this event coming up. You're going to want your new associates plugged into this. It doesn't replace your promotion. You still need to be calling your team, letting them know about the events coming up, but it definitely helps enhance your promotion. It's going to give them one extra reminder, for events coming up. Monday Matters calls, we remind people for that 10 minutes prior to. Hey, don't forget, pick up the phone in 10 minutes, get on the call for 30, those type of things. So make sure you're plugged in. Subscribe to the email list. The email list we use to do, weekly or monthly updates. And we have a lot more details on there. So we'll have a lot of visuals on how to register for Challenge U. Any new updates coming up. I got a really cool one I'm excited to launch with you guys. Then it's webinar. Can't wait for it. My goodness, they just launched it. It's going to be amazing. But make sure you get subscribed to the email list. Again, all this information is on the illuminatetruth.com page. And then make sure you're added to our private Facebook page. You have to be added by a member on the private Facebook page. We're over 700 members strong on that. It's not all the associates in our team, but it's the ones that are pretty active. And I got to tell you that if you're not plugged into that, you're missing out. It's a great atmosphere to commingle just information with other associates. It's a great place to welcome your team, do successes, even concerns. It's things that that are private through just the associates are on that page, and it's a safe haven for us as associates to be able to build communication together. And then lastly, if you're brand new, make sure you're plugging into the events. Most important thing you can do. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I know that's what you want to hear. Is there's going to come a point in time as a new associate, you're going to have some cold water poured on you. What I mean by cold water? Cold water is, it's like someone lit the fire in you when you decided to join USANA. You got really excited about it, right? So you have this little fire burning. You're like, man, I'm pumped. You go home, you maybe tell a friend, a colleague, a coworker, a mom, a dad, and they say, what are you doing? You're crazy. You can't do those things. Those things don't work. They just poured a bunch of cold water on that little flame that was building. I got to tell you, a couple drops of cold water on a very small flame the size of a match is very easy to put out. Now, I've got a bonfire going, right? It's like the old Aggie bonfire just going because I've been doing this for a while. So a cup of water ain't going to do nothing to my belief. But that's because I've read the books. I understand the products. I've been to convention. I've heard Dr. Wynn speak. I've built this belief level that I understand. It's not just because I've been sold. It's I've seen the factual information. I understand the scientific evidence behind our products. I know how the human cell works and how these elements feed the human cell and why human cells produce, are healthier with USANA than without USANA. And so my belief has been built. And so for new associates, having cold water poured on you, especially when you're new, it's a lot easier to kind of quiet down your excitement or put it out. And so plugging into these conference calls, every Monday night, we do a 30-minute call. 30 minutes. Plug in. We have a different rotation of a different leader giving you great insight, great testimonies, great stories, great trainings. That's our continuous education. We have health and freedom webinars. Right now, we've got a 90-day blitz for every Tuesday night. There's webinars. We have some coming up on Thursdays. So plug into those. Use those for your new associates, for them to learn and get trained from, but also for prospecting. Plenty of stuff to get on, like these power hours. So good for you for being on here this morning. You're building belief. You're making that fire inside you grow a little bit more. And every single day that you plug into things, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more that you learn, the more your belief grows. And, of course, obviously, the more your business will grow as well. All right. So next question is, how serious are you? Are you serious about USANA? Are you really dedicated to wanting to make your business grow? Because I'll tell you right now, I am. And I know a lot of your leaders that you're working directly with, they're very serious as well. I love this little guy's face, right? He's just like, hey, man, you serious about what you're doing, right? So I'm going to give you guys some updates. I'm going to ask you some questions. Consistency in our business pays big time. I like to think that I'm one of the most consistent people when it comes to our USANA business. I've had a lot of opportunity for ups and downs. Trust me, you guys know what's happened in our life. I mean, from losing my dad to the things my wife and I have gone through with our kiddos, to our house burning down like 5 months ago. I don't care. I love the business because what it allows me to do is help people. I don't care if my life's upside down. I prospect my insurance lady. I prospected my mortgage lady. I prospected the fire chief. I talked to everybody about my life. I talked about what we do. I talked about the healthy lifestyle we live. I asked them questions about how they feel. I asked them questions about their financial situation. I say, do you love your job? I'm just curious, because if you don't, I have a phenomenal business that's drastically changed my life. I'd love to share with you. I prospect everybody. Consistency pays big time. I haven't stopped through all the tragedy, all the chaos, because I love the concept and I know what it does for people. And so taking your products every day, when you get stressed out, when life gets busy, I'll tell you, it's the easiest time of your life to forget to take your products because you just get busy. Trust me, I have to remind myself days when I'm busy. I go, oh man, I got to go back inside. If I'm in my truck or even if I'm down the street, I'll turn my little you-know-what around, go back inside my home and get my health pack and my health pack before I leave the house. I don't go a day without it. I know the importance of my health pack, of my supplementation in my body. I will not go a day without it. I'm drinking the Rev 3s. When I'm going to the gyms, I'm taking my Rev 3 shaker cups. I'm putting my Rev 3s in there. I'm not using any other third-party companies. I don't use other products. I don't ever shop at GNC, ever. I don't care what people are telling me is better than this or better. I don't use it. And I want people in my life knowing that I'm proud of my USANA products. I use them every single day. Shampoo, conditioner, cleanser, shower gels. I use the cleansers to shave. I use the toners and aftershave. I use the eye nourishers. I use the night renewal creams. Once a week, I shave with the Rice Brand polisher. Man, I rub that stuff all over my face. I shave with it once a week. I use everything, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Thanks, Mike Miller, for tips like how else I can use my Rev 3 stick packs. Heat it up on the stove, and then pour the hot water in the cup and mix it up with some Rev 3, and you got a little hot tea going. Phenomenal. Brilliant idea, right? Read your goals. My goodness, read your goals. If you don't have goals, I've said on a Monday Matters call, I've got an incredible training. It's an audio training you can listen to on how to set goals and the importance of goals. You got to read your goals daily. If you don't have your goals reading daily, I'm telling you, you're missing out on a huge part of not just USANA, but of life in general. And then make an income goal and work towards it every Friday. Friends, we get paid every week. We get paid every Friday. Our business ends and you get paid. You can change your life this week. If you're in a financial bad spot, you can change your life this week. You know, you got to realize most companies out there only pay every 31 days. So it's hard to say, oh my gosh, I wish I had some money to pay my mortgage this month. And it's like the 7th of the month or whatever. And there's nothing your business can do about it until the next month. You have 20 days, 21 days before you get paid from businesses like, you know, other network marketing companies. And USANA, you can make a difference and make your mortgage payment easier this next week. You can make a car payment this next week. You can save money for a kid's vacation or school clothes or whatever this next week. And if you don't have a goal, I love what Darren Hardy says. He says the amount of time that you set to accomplish a goal is the exact amount of time it will take you to do it. And he's right. How many of you wake up and say, man, I gotta get this thing done by tonight. I have to make sure that this is done by tonight. And most often, you don't spend all day at all doing it. You wait till the evening to get it done because you told yourself, I got to get this done by tonight. If you use the same goal but said, I've got to get this done in the next 30 minutes or else, 30 minutes, that's it. I got to get this done in 30 minutes or else. Most likely, you might wait to the 25th minute to do it, but most likely you'll get it done before the next 30 minutes. Friends, the amount of time you set that you give yourself to accomplish a goal is exactly the amount of time it's going to take you to do it. If you're floating through the week without an income goal, without saying, I need to be making at least $100 this week because I want my life to be different in 6 months, most likely you're not going to be making $100 this week. If you're not telling yourself, I've got to be making $400 this week, most likely you're not going to be making $400 this week. And in 6 months, you probably won't be either. I have a Friday goal every Friday that I work my butt off to accomplish. Last night I had a buddy of mine smoking a brisket down the street, text me and say, hey man, come over, I'm smoking a brisket. I want you guys to come check this thing out. I was like, man, I can't. I'm working. I was not done working until almost 9:30 last night, and then I started finishing my PowerPoint. I was finishing my volume and my contacts and my follow-ups at 9:30 at night because I had an income goal to accomplish. Prospect, invite, follow-up to meet your weekly goals. Once you have that income goal set, you need to have a precise layout of how many people you're going to be prospecting and inviting to look at information, right? Spend time in personal development. I mean, my goodness. 3 incredible books, I'll tell you right now, you got to read. New York Times, Amazon #1 bestseller, just hit it yesterday. Dr. Imran, congratulations, man. All of you guys that have bought that book, thanks for supporting Dr. Imran on that. 3 great books, personal growth. You got to be engaged in personal growth. If you're confused already, remember, all this stuff is found on the training site. Under the new associate, when you go through the training audios, all this information is there. We're going to walk you through how to set your goals, how to set an income goal, how to set your prospecting, your inviting, your presentation goals. All of this stuff is laid out. You have no excuse for not doing it anymore. It's all there directly on the new associate training pages. So let me shift gears. I'm going to not just tell you what the system is. I'm going to now ask you, why the heck is the system so darn important? You know, I have a lot of people all the time, they stray away from the system. And I'll have a comment, and it's okay. I mean, it happens. And a lot of it is because you're still learning the system. But I have a lot of people that constantly ask me from time to time, they'll say, you know, I did such and such with my new associate or my new prospect, but they're a little confused. And I'll say, well, why'd you do what you just said? Well, why'd you do that? Well, I don't know. I just thought, and I said, where is that in the system? Oh man, I don't even know. Why did I do that? It's okay. We're creative people. And sometimes you get creative when it comes to your business. You have to remember the system is what makes you successful. And the best way I can relate this is in your job, every single one of you in your job has a system. That system starts with what time you have to wake up in the morning by an alarm clock to get in a car to drive through the traffic to get to that job on time. That system, you know exactly how long it takes you to get there. When you start working, you have a system, a job title, a job description of what you do all day long. The system tells you what time you're done with work. The system tells you whether you bring work home or not. And you've learned this system and you've been working your system at your job. And when you're a brand new employee, you had to learn that new system. It wasn't something you did just like the back of your hand every single day yet. But as you got into the groove, as you did it every day, as you woke up every day and went to that job, it might have taken you a week or 2 or 3 weeks, a month to learn the details of your system. To get really good at that system, it sometimes takes employees 6 months to a year to really experience all the details of what could possibly happen or go wrong, or just the circumstances of having a job. That's a system. And you have to realize in our business model, in our job, in our company, there's a system. And it's nothing like your job. It's completely different. Hear me. It's not like you're not going to wake up to an alarm clock and drive to an office space and have someone else tell you what to do every day. You're not going to clock out at a certain time and work those certain hours all day long doing this, to only come home to put your business aside and leave it alone for the evening and go spend time with your family. That's not our system. Our system weaves in and out of your life. And you've got to learn how to incorporate your USANA business into your life. What are you doing on the way to work? Are you listening to audio CDs in your car instead of the radio? That's our system. When you get to work and you're working your job system. How do you incorporate USANA when you're in the workroom at lunch and someone's eating an unhealthy lunch? Do you talk to them about your new healthy choices? Do you have your shaker cup? Are you drinking your shakes? That's our system. When you get off of work and you go home and you're so dog tired on the way home, are you maybe making some phone calls to some prospects and saying, hey, listen, I know I sent you those videos, or I want to send you a couple of videos to watch. I'm going to follow up with you tonight or maybe tomorrow to see if you like what you saw. Are you spending the time when you have the little golden moments of in your car making those phone calls? That's our system. When you get home and it's Monday night and you feed your kids, you put them to bed. Maybe you put them to bed early because you're like, I have a call at 8 o'clock Central Time I got to be on, and I can't miss it. It's only 30 minutes long, but I can't miss it. Hey, honey, can you take care of the kids for 30 minutes so I can get on this call? That's our system. It's not like a job. And you have to reprogram your brain to learn how to build your business and weave it very delicately into your life. Until that weaving starts to make you enough money where you can decide, I want to quit my job. And then you'll learn how to start working your business on a more full-time scale. But my point is, friends, is you have to learn how to duplicate our system. You have to learn the skills in our job, just like you learn the skills at your job. You can't take the skills from your current job and try and put them into your USANA business. This is not an employee mindset. You are your own boss. I'm not your boss. I'm not going to call you every morning and say, hey, wake up. Make sure you go talk to your 2 people the next hour. That's not my job. My job is to find the ones that want it bad enough to go tell themselves to do it. That's called entrepreneurism. It's called business ownership. And I'll tell you, that's friends, that's where freedom lies. When you learn that the system creates duplication, when you start to teach these skills to yourself, you can start to teach them to your team. Friends, duplication creates freedom. Let me show you why. This is a great example of proper duplication. Some of you guys call this whisper down the lane or the game telephone. We have a bunch of people and I whisper something into someone's ear and then they whisper into the next person's ear and the next person's ear, next person's ear. Eventually that message becomes so distorted, it becomes hilarious, right? Something as easy as saying, I love Ref 3, no telling what that can turn into. Even 3 or 4 or 5 people's deep, right? But when you have a system, when you have a book that I can say, instead of using my words, I want you to read this. I want you to go through the same training program that I went through. I want you to read the same words that I use to build my entire business so that there's no distortion. There's no confusion. There's no matter of, I don't know what Bohlke said or my upline's not telling me the right message. It's in the book. It's on the website. It's in the 10-week fast track. All the same words that your associates that are creating success right now in their business are using the same stuff that you have available to you. So you just got to plug into it. So that the person that's brand new to your team, that's just joining the organization, down at the bottom is hearing the exact same message. You follow how that works? Friends, this is what no duplication looks like. This is when you read the book halfway through. This is when you get through chapter 2 and you tell yourself, oh yeah, I got it. I can understand what this means. I read the table of contents. I see the 7 skills here. I get it. I understand it. I watched part of the video. Yeah, I got this. That's not duplicatable. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna miss some of the most key aspect stuff on the back part of the book. It's some of the best stuff in the book about how to promote events. It's phenomenal. And why and how. And the importance of getting your people plugged into these kind of events, like this Saturday morning power hour. I'm sure some of you right now are sitting there going, oh my gosh, Bohlke's bringing it this morning. This is great stuff. I should have had 10 more or 1 more person in my business on this webinar this morning. Man, why didn't I make those phone calls this week? Why didn't I call those associates? Why? I know they told me they were busy and they were going to be tired. Why didn't I stress to them the importance of their business? Why didn't I stress to them the importance of plugging in? Man, if they were on here right now, man, they'd really be motivated. If you don't read the information, if you don't learn the skills, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to have duplication in your team and you're going to get exhausted, right? Next thing I want to cover is having the right mindset. Man, I love this photo. Just look at this for a second. I love it. Absolutely love it. This is actually a real house. This is a house that was actually built on this rock on a river. You can go online, search for it, just type on rock, house on a river rock, and you'll find it. Tons of different photos. I had one I found that had like the river was just raging. House is just chilling, right? Why is that? Because it was built on strong rock. So the things I've been sharing with you guys this morning, obviously, is things like having the right mindset, right? GoPro, learning about the importance of your health and weight loss, right? Reading things like royalty income, learning about the industry of network marketing, why a cardiothoracic anesthesiologist is building a USANA business. Learning some of these variables helps to create and give you the right mindset, right? So I love this photo because it's a biblical thing. Obviously, you guys have all heard the scripture. If a house built on stone, on a solid foundation versus a house built on sand. People that don't go through the training, people that don't build a good mindset, don't have the right belief level, are building their business on sand. So the moment that someone pours a little bit of cold water on them, their fire goes out or it goes down big time, and they get deflated. They get emotionally distressed. They start to have self-doubt, ask themselves the questions: why am I doing this? Maybe they're right. No, they're not. Listen to me. I've been with USANA for almost 14 years. In 2007, when my wife and I really started focusing on our business, and we started Team Illuminate a few years later, and we've been incorporating all these variables, training tools, and assets, I'm here to tell you that I have sat with some of the wealthiest people I know in this world, people that have, typical brick and mortar businesses that when I was in college, I would have looked at and said, wow, that's the American dream. That's where I want to be. I want to own a restaurant, or I want to own a business, or man, if I could just own a bank, or something. I've met those people now. I'm friends with people like that. I have a lot of people that are in our businesses. And I'm here to tell you, it's not the American dream anymore. The world has shifted so much that those people are so stressed out with insurance problems, with earning income, with keeping up with wages. It is a American nightmare. And they're looking for systems like USANA. They're looking for new ways of earning incomes and business models that require very little input but have maximum potential for output, because they incorporate things like steps and skills and training systems, and most importantly, online social media portals that you can build your business now via this way. And somehow through a relationship through the internet, you can build a team of associates, build a relationship with them, incentivize them as entrepreneurs to go build their own businesses, but somehow you reap a benefit off of that. And the more entrepreneurs that you have in your business that are doing that, the more income that you have, the more people that you help, the more money that you make, the more that you maximize that level of service, the more maximize you do to your income. It's a brilliant philosophy. It is truly a win-win-win situation. And I've met with a lot of these brick and mortar big time business owners, doctors, lawyers, that when they understand the concept of network marketing, they say this is a brilliant business model. And it's about shifting your mindset for you that are new to understand that what you have your hands on is absolutely the greatest business opportunity that I've ever seen. And I can mathematically write it all out for you because I had to figure it out. But I'm here to tell you this. A mind built on rock, right? Having the right mindset, a mind built on rock doesn't float just because the tide rises. What do I mean by that? Just because some of your coworkers, some of your buddies from high school, some of your girlfriends that you grew up with, all of a sudden they bought a new boat. All of a sudden they got a new house. All of a sudden their life seems to be a little bit better than yours because their income went up a little bit. Or maybe they just went into more debt, you don't know it. But they bought something nicer than you. So the tide rises around you and you feel like you're sinking. I'll tell you right now, the mind built on the right mindset, solid foundation, doesn't float with the tide. They don't go buy a boat just because their neighbor did. They don't keep up with the Joneses. They don't go into more debt just because their neighbor who has a full-time job making a little bit more money is going into debt. Because remember, that job can be gone in a heartbeat. No, you're smart. You're getting educated. You're learning about finance. You're learning that my business is a long-term investment, that in 5 to 10 years, I'll be able to quit my job and have a retirement program earning me $100,000 plus a year, so I don't have to go to a job. My business will be worth millions of dollars to me, earning me a repeat residual income of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a week because I diligently work for 5 to 10 years in this. I can then go buy a boat if I want to, but I'm not going to go into debt doing it today. I don't care how much the tide rises around me. I'm going to stay steadfast in my life, and I'm going to keep my head down, and I'm going to stay focused and get out of debt and build towards my business and invest into the things I know will invest back in me. The right mindset built on rock doesn't move when the storm blows. You might get laid off from your job. Your house might burn down. But you don't waver. You don't stop. You don't quit. You wake up the next morning and you still continue to weave your USANA business into your daily life. You still, as hard as it sometimes is, you still put that audio CD into your car and you listen to it in the morning. You might be picking up your friends going to your new job. You never met this colleague. You're doing a carpool program now, but you're the one driving. Guess what you listen to on the way to work with your carpool buddies in the car? That's right. You put in the Darren Hardy CD. You put in the Jim Rohn CD and you listen to your business. And when they ask you what the heck you're doing, you say, I'm investing in myself outside of my job because I don't want that to be my sole source of income. You'll inspire those people. They might not tell you in the moment. They might not inspire, do something until years later you'll never see what you planted to see. I'm going to tell you right now, friends, you don't move just because the storm blows. When the river gets rough, that rock doesn't move because it's built on a solid foundation. And most importantly, it does not allow doubt to break it. Friends, there's going to be times where you're going to doubt yourself, but you got to build it on a strong foundation. You've got to read the books. You have to read the books. You have to build your belief. I can't do it for you. I can't give you all information that these books have. You got to do it yourself. You've got to realize that self-doubt it will kill your business. It'll kill your marriage. It'll kill how you raise your kids. It'll kill your job. Self-doubt is nothing but the enemy coming in and creating completely the wrong message that you're not supposed to be hearing. And the more that you interpret that and allow it to sink and allow it to be there, the more that you start to truly believe it. And you got to get rid of it. And the best way to get rid of it is to get on webinars like this and listen to people like me saying you've got to personally invest into yourself, period. It only, a mind built on rock, only stands its ground because it knows its purpose. And I'm going to tell you right now, you've got to learn why the heck you're building this business. You've got to figure out what it is for you. What do you want out of this? Make sure I'm good on time. Rock and roll. What do you want? Do you want to be healthy? You want to run a marathon? You want to raise better kids? You want to be home with your kids? You want to just keep your full-time job and stash away money from your USANA business for retirement? Or I love Terry Foland actually just sent me a text. She's going to be one of our speakers at Challenge Year, our Golden Nuggets. And I asked her, what's your theme? She says, my theme, I want to be able to relate to the organization. She has a very successful day spa here in San Antonio, multi-million-dollar day spa per year. She builds USANA on the side. She goes, I use my money for making memories, to invest back into my kids, to go on trips and do some of the things. She's going to tell her incredible story. But that's her reasoning. Why? I never heard it that way, for making memories. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Some of you guys might want to write a book like Stacey Harmer did up in Utah. Use your money to reinvest into other things to maybe generate you more resources. Whatever it is, here's the bottom line. You have to figure out why you're doing this. You got to develop a strong why. And again, this is all inside the training. It's all inside the new associate training in the 10-week fast track. All of you guys have access to this, and it talks about writing down your why. If this is new information to you, only two reasons it should be, or one reason it should be, is because you're brand new. You haven't gone through your training yet. But if you're brand new and you've gone through your training, you printed off that 10-week fast track already, and you haven't done this yet, it's because you haven't fully invested in yourself. You're shortchanging your results, and you don't even realize it. Your why has to be written down. It has to be something that you tangibly put to paper, and I'll tell you, it will change the way you perceive why you're doing your business the moment that you take that pen to paper. When it goes from your brain to paper, I'm telling you, it will drastically translate how you interpret your why. It's got to be emotional. It's got to be something that means something very important to you. It's got to be something that's powerful, and it's got to be something way more than money and success. Service, feeding, giving back, fantastic. It's got to be something that is much deeper than just the surface level. I want to make a lot of money, or I want to have ultimate success. I want world peace. That stuff's junk. You've got to find something that's passionate for you. What do you love to do that you can't do today? Now, I'll tell you, your why will change. What you love to do that you can't do today might change in a year or 5 years. That's fine. But what you love to do today that you can't do, you got to write that down today, and you can just update it or redo it as that changes. And it's got to be, like I said, it's got to be personal to you, and you got to be able to envision it at any time. You've got to be able to think about it and emotionally have that connection at any time. At any time, I don't care where you are, if you're playing golf, if you're at work, I don't care what you're doing. At any time, if you can think about your why, man, you got to be able to go, oh, yes, like I'm going to pick up the phone, I'm going to call somebody, because that's why I'm doing my business. I want to be able to go to Haiti and not have to come back after a week because I got to go back to my job. I want to be able to go to Haiti and serve for 3 months and know that I have a repeat residual income deposited in my paycheck every Friday because of my USANA business. And I don't have to worry about income. I don't have to worry about my mortgage back at home or my rent or my car payment. It's on automatic payment, baby. And I can go serve or go do whatever you want to do because your income and your time are now taken care of. It's got to be something you can envision fast. And it should absolutely motivate the heck out of you. Friends, it should be so passionate. You should be able to your armpits should get sweaty. You should your adrenaline should start pumping. Yeah, I just said your armpits should get sweaty. It should draw up emotion in you. It should do something to you that you just want to do it. It should just refresh your brain. It should, when you're down and someone pours cold water on you or whatever the case is, you should be able to think about it and go, oh yeah, Start thinking about all the positives. Start thinking about all the things in your life that you love, that are great, that you're working towards, instead of focusing on the negative. That's how powerful your why should be. You should write that on paper. And it shouldn't just be a sentence. It should be a whole paragraph. You should define your emotion. Because here's what's important. Because there will come a day where you're going to feel like quitting. And I'm going to tell you, if you work directly with me, you work with anybody in my leaders, or people that I work directly with in USANA, they'll tell you the same thing. There's going to be a day where you're going to feel like quitting. And when you do, and you call me and say, I don't know if I should be doing this, I'm going to say, you know what? Why'd you get started? That's all I'm going to ask. Why are you doing this in the first place? And I'm just going to have you start talking. And you watch. Every time that happens, if you can learn how to do this to yourself, you'll save yourself a ton of agony. But in the beginning, when you're down, I tell people, when you're down, you got to call up. When you're having a bad day, you got to call your mentor. You got to call your upline. You got to call somebody above you and say, man, it's just piling up today, man. It's not good. And they're going to ask you the simple question. Why'd you get started? What are you doing this for? Why go through the heartache? Why go through the extra pain? Your neighbor doesn't deal with the extra pain from USANA. They're not dealing with all the junk that might come with this. And it's not bad. It's just more mental stress because you're challenging yourself to be better, right? And the moment you start talking about why you got started, it's going to change everything about your direction. Almost in an instant. It's that powerful. Next, do you know the real value of your business? Do you really know the value of your business? You know, as going to school for finance, going to school I became a banker for Wells Fargo. The big reason why I got very intrigued with network marketing is because I learned the value of our business. I learned the mathematical numbers. And math numbers don't lie. Math doesn't lie. So I'm going to walk you through, for me, the most crucial thing about our business when it comes to the value. And the value has everything to do with employee income or linear income versus residual income. Linear income is income that you make at a job that's consistent. You make a little bit of a pay raise or something like that, but it's just a consistent income. Residual income is income that continues to come in after you stop doing something, right? So that employee income, go to work, get paid, don't go to work, don't get paid. So it might be a little consistent, but when you lose your job, income's gone. Residual income, you can't get fired from, no one can take it from you. It continues to build long term. But here's the power. If you understand this concept, as an employee, most of you will spend between 40 to 60 hours a week going to a job. So we're going to use a nice easy number of 50 hours a week. And you're going to do this for 50 weeks out of the year. 52 weeks in a year total, so hopefully you get 2 weeks off for good behavior. If you do this for 50 weeks out of the year, you're going to spend about 2,500 hours of your year going to work, trading your time to earn income. You follow me? So at a job, if you're working about 50 hours a week for 50 weeks out of the year, you're spending 2,500 hours per year to earn money. Remember the first time I saw this, I was like, that's it? My gosh, it just seems like I do so much more, at my job. Nope, 2,500, 40 years of your life, you're going to spend about 100,000 hours of your life going to a job to trade time for money. Now, you can figure out exactly how much money you'll make in your life if you take your hourly wage and multiply it times 100,000 hours. That's how much money you'll make in your lifetime. Very simple. So $12 an hour, $50 an hour, $100 an hour times 100,000 hours is your career income that you're going to make. Now, out of that money, subtract out mortgage payment, car payments, insurance, food, living expenses, all the variables of life, raising children, college, spouse, whatever. Deduct all of that expense. It's very easy to figure out. Take your monthly expenses, multiply it times 12 months. That's 1 year. Multiply it times 40. That's your pretty close estimate of what your life expense is going to be for a home or insurance and all those variables. Subtract that from your earnings. That's your retirement plan. Whatever's left over is how much money you're going to have to retire. I'm going to tell you right now, when I went through the numbers, it was like less than $50,000 based on what I was earning as a full-time employee. And friends, I'm here to tell you, you can't retire on $50,000. It ain't going to work. So I had to understand residual income. Let me show you what residual income does. If you put in 10 hours a week and you learn to weave your life into that 10 hours a week, right? Put in 10 hours a week, and you build a team of 100 people. Now, some people see this and they go, 100 people? I don't know 100 people. That's our system. We'll help you do it. You'll have a team of 100 people if you just consistently work at this for 2 to 5 years. You will have a team of 100 people. And if they're part-time putting in 10 hours a week, you're now somehow getting paid, follow me here, on 1,000 hours per week. So you only spend 10 hours a week, but because you're now leveraging off of the efforts of other people, which is what successful business owners do, that have employees, hundreds or thousands of employees, the business owners get to go do whatever they want, right? They're leveraging. You have the same option with USANA. 10 hours a week, but you have 100 team members doing it, you're now getting paid on 1,000 hours per week. You do that for the same 50 weeks a year. Same 50 weeks that you see here. Same timeline. 2 weeks off for good behavior. You're now getting paid on 50,000 hours per year. Check this out, guys. In 2 years, you can accomplish the same amount of payable hours that you would spend 40 years of your life to accomplish on your own. This, my friends, is the power of building a business in USANA. Is it allows you to build repeat residual income off time leveraged effort. I don't know of anything else that can do it as well as USANA can. Now, I tell people all the time, if the numbers are skewed, if they're a little bit high, let's say it takes you 10 years to get there, 10 years investing to get 100 people, that's 10 people a year, piece of cake, right? And that's not even compounding the growth. If you had 10 people, now go find 10 people, you're there, right? So in 10 years to find 100 people, you still have 30 years to take off. You're still way ahead of where you were before. Friends, I'm here to tell you, if you understood the power of residual income, I'm telling you, you would bust through walls to get it. Let me show you a little graph that might help you. This is how typical income versus residual income looks. Obviously, you have your income chart on the left, your timeline on the right. Income goes up, time continues to pass, right? This is your XY axis. So income from a typical employee job looks like this. You might start a little low. It starts to increase. You might get some pay raises, get to where you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. Here's what's going to happen. At some point, you're going to cap out. You're going to pretty much cap out on how much money your job's going to pay you. Thank you, Matt Ryan, for this insight with his financial fitness program. You're going to cap out. At some point, the career that you're in for the rest of your life, the company's going to say you're really not worth any more than XYZ. And we can't pay you more. And if you want more, you have to go somewhere else to find it. So you're going to cap out. So that income's going to flatline, okay? And then at some point, when you stop working, right, or you get fired, or you try and retire, that income is going to either completely stop or it's going to slowly decrease. So understand that this is the typical earning platform if you go have a job, this is what most people in the world do. Is what I went to go do when I was going through school. This, my friends, is residual income. It's going to start you lower. It's not going to be as high of an income. You're going to, for the time of, I don't know if my mouse is working here. Where's it at? Oh, doggone it. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see my mouse, can't you? Let's see if I can't get this thing to be in the right spot here. So I don't know why I can't see it. Anyways, the whole point of this is when you have this residual income growth chart start to increase, this stage in the middle, I'll just try and go right down here to the middle. Hopefully I'm in the right spot. This page right in between the employee income and the residual income, that gap where your friends, your neighbors, your buddies, people you grew up with are making more money than your business is generating, you're going to have that personal emotion of like, I'm not good enough. Listen, friends, I had it. And I was just waiting for the day that my business was making more than my income at my job. I was like, that day is going to come, and oh my goodness, I can't wait. Because there's that transition time. And then when you get up here, where's my mouse at? When you get up here to the residual income side, right, where that income really starts to increase and your business really starts to grow, here's what's going to happen. All your friends and family that never join you in the journey, they're going to start saying things like this. Wow, you're so lucky. Good for you. You found something that worked out for you. But deep down, they're going, I was an idiot. Why didn't I listen to them when they talked to me about this a long time ago? Or the ones that did join, you're going to say, man, high five. Good thing we went after this puppy because look where we are today. And I have a ton of associates, ton of leaders in our group that are doing that today. We're high-fiving because they see their businesses are growing. I'm going to explain to you a critical mistake that a lot of people make that you have got to avoid at all costs. This is something that I can't tell you. It's a critical mistake that you have to avoid at all costs, right? I love this little guy. What is it? That's right. It's reading. I remember when I was new in the business, Matt Ryan would always, he'd either give me a book or, he'd be telling me, hey, you got to read, man. You got to read. You got to read. You got to read. One of the first books he gave me was The 21 Irrefutable Laws by John C. Maxwell. And man, that guy would bug me about reading that book. That book sat on my nightstand for almost a year and a half. I got so bold to put it on my nightstand as if I was going to read it. Doggone it, I'm putting it on my nightstand. I never put books on my nightstand. Books go in bookshelves. But I built up the ability to put that book on my nightstand, thinking I was really going to read it. Man, if it was there, I'd read it. Never picked it up. For a year and a half, never picked it up. Man, I'd always tell me, how's your book? How's your book? I haven't gotten to it yet. He's like, dude, you got to read. You got to read. You got to invest in you. The best project you'll ever work on is you. You got to invest in yourself. I know, man, I know. That's what I always said. Some of you guys are hearing yourself. And then the day came that I picked the books up. The day came I actually started reading them. And here's what happened. Friends, I got inspired. I got motivated. I had this rumbling inside my spirit that told me I could, that gave me the ability to say yes, that told me that it wasn't because I wasn't good enough, it's just because I didn't possess the skills yet. It gave me the understanding that all I had to go do now was go figure out the process. And I can figure a process out. I can do that at a job. I can do that in school. Now I realized it wasn't about my capabilities, it was about my skill. And all I had to go do was learn the skill. So I'm here to tell you the best thing that you can do for you at any stage in your business, especially for you veterans, but also most importantly for you new associates, is you have to read. Matt would always say to me, actually one of the first questions he asked me when I first sat down was really evaluating USANA. And he said, Bohlke, what book are you currently reading? And I said, I don't like to read books. And his answer to me was, successful people read. And I just remember hearing that going, wow, that's a very brilliant statement. He's right. Successful people read. And so I started reading. I had to start reading. I didn't like reading in the beginning because I didn't like to read. And when I found out I didn't like to read because I could never find anything that triggered my brain, that kept me interested. But you want to know one of the best books you can read that will keep you interested? You know what the topic is? You. When you start reading books that change you, when you start reading books that make you better, and the topic and the theme is you, I'll tell you, you get interested. You start realizing that what you're doing is you're investing in you. And as you invest in you, your marriage gets better. How you raise your kids get better. Your performance at your jobs get better because you're better. You'll get pay raises at your jobs because you're better, because you're investing in you. It doesn't just change your USANA business, it changes you. Successful people read. 3 books. GoPro, Royalty Income, and I got to tell you, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Phenomenal book. If you're brand new and you haven't read any of these books, you got to read them immediately. GoPro, I'd say read that first. Royalty Income next. Rich Dad Poor Dad as fast as you can. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a little bit more of a detailed, it's a little bit thicker book. Incredible read. Very easy read as well, but you got to read them. All right, last but not least. Man, I'm going to knock this thing out in 6 minutes, baby. All right. For new people, one of the best things you can do is set up your website. When you log into your hub, you go to usana.com/hub. You click over here on this My Business tab. I really wish I could see my mouse. I have no idea why I can't. On the My Business tab, when you hover your mouse over that, it'll pull this up right there under My Website. When you click on that, it'll pull up this personal website portal. Okay. When this comes up, USANA has made this so easy to update and create a website. And you have a free website as a new associate in USANA. Okay. Every single tab up there, you simply click on it. The one highlighted in green is the one that's my home page right now. If you want to change the page to how healthy are you, click on that one. Every little box, you see those little, what we call the ants, the running ants around them. Every little red box, you see those running ants. you can actually edit that text. So you can go in and type in your name. You can type in your information, what people know about you. You can change your Facebook link. You can go click on that change background page. This is very, very user friendly. And very quickly, if you just change your homepage, you can have your website up and running in less than 3 minutes. And I'm going to tell you the importance of it is because you have a health assessment available to you that you can access for anybody. As you want to go order products for friends and families, this is where you'll go. You can see up in the top right-hand corner, there'll be a login button or a log out button. This is where you can send people if they want to research details on the products or maybe place orders for products. But you have a website and you got to get your website set up. Okay. Next thing is you've got to adjust your auto order. Again, you'll go under shop and orders, the third button down on the far left-hand side when you log into your hub, which is our back office, your USANA hub. Under shop and orders, this little box will pop out to the right. And under the My Auto Order button, when you click on that, this page will pull up. And you'll have an auto order set up. It might just be a basic health pack right now if you're new. But if you haven't gone in there and actually adjusted your auto order, you need to. What do I mean by adjusted? You need to go buy products that you're going to use. Don't make the critical mistake of only having a health pack come to your house every month for your business. That's a great product. I use that product every single day, twice a day. But if you're not using the shampoo, the conditioner, the shower gel, the cleanser, the toner, if you're not drinking the shakes for breakfast, if you're not ordering the box of bars, you're missing out on a huge variable of our USANA business, which is learning the power of what these products will do in your life. You follow me? So you've got to use the product. So go in here and add more products. Add a shampoo or conditioner. Try 1 or 2 extra things. Add a fish oil to your health pack. Add a bag of chocolate or vanilla or strawberry Nutri-Meal. Get a box of bars. Get a bag of 14 or 28 stick packs of Rev 3 so you can have tea in the morning instead of coffee. Do something and add a little bit of extra. I call it the +1 product. Get your basic products that you love and then always add one to it. Because here's what's going to happen. Before you know it, your auto order is going to look like this. I couldn't even get it all in. We order about $400 a month on our auto order. That sounds like a lot. Don't let me scare you. I make a lot of money. It's okay for me, but that's an investment in my business. That is my lifestyle. My kids, my wife and I, my 2 kids, we drink shakes every morning for breakfast. Hear me. Every morning for breakfast. We don't eat cereal. We don't do bacon and eggs. Randomly we might go get some donuts for a kid's birthday or something like that. But every morning for breakfast, we drink USANA Nutri-Meal. Not because it's our product, not because it helps it sell, but because I know this product is the best thing I can be feeding my kids for a well-balanced diet before they go to school. There's nothing else out there that's more well-balanced than Nutri-Meal is for my children and for my wife and I. So we drink it every morning. And guess what? We run out. Look at our auto order. 5 Dutch Nutri-Meals every single month. And there's actually 5 vanillas on there too, every single month on auto order. I had to place an order last night, an additional order for 5 more chocolates. You want to know why? Because we run out of them like crazy. A lot of times I use these twice a day as part of my weight loss or weight management program. So, and especially during reset right now, right? So the bottom line is this. You've got to go in there and add a +1. Eventually your auto order will look like this. And for those of y'all that are saying to me right now, well, that's going to cost me a lot of money, more money than I have. Let me make this very clear. Every product that USANA sells is a replacement product for what you're already currently buying somewhere else. Let me repeat that. Every product USANA sells is a replacement product of things that you're already buying somewhere else. USANA sells shampoo and conditioner. Hopefully, you shower. Hopefully, your kids take baths. You're using shampoo and conditioner from somewhere. You're spending money on your budget somewhere towards a different company, and they're taking your money. They love you for it. Stop doing it. USANA pays you to use your own product. So add that to your auto order. Do not use shampoo and conditioners from any other company. You're crazy if you do. If you have a guest bathroom, do not have any other product in your guest bathroom than Sanse. So if you have family, friends, brothers, sisters, mom, dads, grandma, grandpas come and stay in your home, don't let them be using Pert Plus. How dare you? 1, it's a marketing technique, but 2, they need to see that you're serious about your business.
It's subliminal messaging. I'm telling you, you got to use your product. If you think you can't afford shakes, friends, a shake is $3 a meal. Most likely you're probably driving through the drive-thru to get tacos, or you're going out to lunch somewhere. Take a shaker cup for lunch to your job. Save yourself money. You'll end up saving money if you use your USANA products more often. I'm telling you, it's a brilliant concept when you understand it. So in closing, all these details, everything I've gone through this morning is outlined and ironed out on our new associate page on the illuminatetruth.com. You click on that new members page, all these details, when you start going through the 10-week fast track, and every single one of you have these things available to you, you start going through the details of it, all this information is going to be available to you, okay? As I close, most importantly, follow the system. You got to follow the system. I'm right at 10:30. I got one last couple slides to close with you. Follow the system. Complete the new associate training. You've got to go through the 10-week fast track. You've got to go through the videos. You have to go learn the systems. You've got to go read the book. You got to learn the 7 skills. You got to go through this stuff. If you want to make an income in USANA, you've got to learn the basics, okay? Study the GoPro book like it's a workbook. Mark it up. Reread it again. Go through it 2 or 3 or 4 times, okay? And plug in. Money matters every Monday night. Don't miss it. Make it a priority. Be the rock in your life. When the water rises, don't go with the river. Say, no, I have a call at 8 o'clock. I can't go to dinner, guys. Sorry. We can do it on Tuesday. Oh, come on, Bohlke. It's Monday night, man. We always go to dinner. I know, but you know what? I got to change things. I now have a team call I got to be a part of at 8 o'clock on Monday night, Central Time. What? Was it that little home-based business thing you're doing? Yeah, it is. And you do it because it's about you, and nobody else is ever going to pay your bills. You plug into these webinars. You plug into the Health and Freedom webinars. You use them as trainings. If you don't have a guest, you get on anyways. You're going to learn something new. It's an investment. You invite guests to those Health and Freedoms. You might have one person plug in. It doesn't matter. Don't judge yourself based on your results all the time. You just consistently do the activity and you watch. Your life will be different in 5 years. But you just continue to plug in. You plug in, you plug in. You treat your business seriously, and I promise you your business will pay you seriously. All right? Now, we have a huge event coming up. I'm going to tell you right now the importance of events. Friends, this Challenge You event in San Antonio is one of the greatest things you can do to invest in yourself. Right now, a ticket is $109 for a 3-day event. You don't get events like that for that kind of cost. This is going to be jam-packed full of leaders, people that have earned multi-million dollars in USANA, are going to be giving you their fruits of their labor, the things that they've learned, the tricks, the trades, all these variables that you want to learn, to skip over all the heartache and the pain and the learning curves, to say, I just heard from someone who's done this and they've done it, they've earned $5 million in this business. Yeah, okay, I thought I knew what I was doing. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to do what they said. I'm going to listen to them. Lives are changed at this event. I promise you, lives are changed. It's coming up February 18th to the 20th. Right now, if you go to challengeyouevents.com, you can buy your ticket. It is one of the most important things you can do right now is attend Challenge You. For the people that I work with personally, if they don't go to Challenge You, I second guess when they call me for help. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When they call me and say, hey, I need help, I'm going to say, well, where were you at Challenge You? Oh, I didn't have the time. Listen. I understand jobs are important. You got to go to work and time off, all those variables. And I'm not telling you to do anything that's wrong. I know that if you got to work, you got to work. I understand. There's circumstances for everybody. But you've got to decide to what degree of seriousness are you going to make this a priority? To what degree are you going to stop letting somebody else, a boss, tell you what your priorities are and decide where your priorities lay? To what degree are you going to start putting the reasons why you need to be building your business, like your family and your kids and your retirement program, as more of a priority than your boss saying you only have 2 weeks off paid leave? To what degree of priority are you going to tell yourself, I'm worth spending the time on myself and investing the money in myself to go learn how to be better so that I can build a business and help more people and earn more money? To what degree? To the degree that which you'll show up to Challenge You. I can only encourage you to do it. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a very powerful event, and it will change your life. And then lastly, just launched this past week. Oh my goodness. Serving on the IDC for 2 years with USANA. I got to tell you, the theme of International Convention this year fires me up, baby. For what I know, what's going on with USANA, for where I know the direction of this company is going, I got to tell you, Life Unlocked is brilliant. It is brilliant. It is fitting. It is perfect. It is spot on for where USANA is headed in the future. And I got to tell you, when I saw this logo, I was like, oh, baby, here it comes. Here it comes, brothers and sisters. This event is going to be an event that's going to change everything. Everything. And it looked like my webcast timed out, I guess. I don't know. It's a little foggy. Maybe it's just my connection. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. John C. Maxwell is going to be our keynote speaker at convention. Friends, you got to get registered. International convention's coming up in August, and we have our U.S. National Convention coming to Las Vegas in April. These two major events are the events that change the course of your business. If you don't go to the one in April, doggone it, you better register for the event in convention. Sorry, International Convention in Salt Lake City, Utah. You better be there. It's going to be a life-changing, life-unlocking event. Dr. Wentz, I know last year convention closed the event with saying, do not miss International Convention next year. I'm going to tell you right now, do not miss it. This is going to be not just USANA big. This isn't going to just be our own individual life big. This is going to be network marketing, direct selling, supplementation, nutritional, global big. And I'm here to tell you that you do not want to miss this event. You can register online through the hub, get with your upline, say, how do I get to this convention? If you enroll with the pack with USANA, you probably have vouchers, so your ticket's already prepaid. You just gotta call USANA and say, I want to use my vouchers. You just got to get registered. So friends, in closing, I hope you loved Power Hour. I loved it. Man, I'm fired up. I love the Power Hour. I hope you guys learned something this morning. This will be recorded. So if you have associates that want to go through it, it will be recorded. It will be launched on my YouTube channel. You guys can follow me on YouTube. Just go search Brian Bohlke. You'll find it. This will be available in a couple days. But I hope you guys learned something. I really do. If you're new, I hope you're inspired. Don't let me scare you. It's going to be the greatest run of your life. It'll be an incredible journey. You're going to be a better person in 5 years than you are today. But just realize that who you are today is not good enough if you want to change your life to be better. Because if you were already the right person that you needed to be, you'd already have what you wanted. So in order to get what you want, you got to change who you are. You just have to increase your skills. You got to change your capabilities. You got to change your mindset. You got to do some investment in yourself. And your wife, watch how your life starts to change. For you veterans, systems, duplication, system, 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 system. Speak the language to your people to go through the training. Get them through the new members page. Get them through the audios. Print out the 10-week fast track. Getting them learning so that your business 10 generations deep is giving those associates the same message without you having to be there so that you can go do whatever you want with your life. That's the whole point of making this business work properly, and you got to have the systems to do so. Brian Bohlke, San Antonio, signing off. I love you guys. Thanks for joining the Power Hour this morning. See ya. Bye-bye.